If you do this, it will change your life for the next 30 days. I used to be working on my business. I had no clients for 2 years. Recently, I did a monk mode protocol, and at the end of it, I got my first client. For monk mode, a lot of mistakes can be made, especially if you're a beginner. When I first started monk mode, I had a protocol where I was going to go for 2 months all the way up to when school started again. Well, it was my first time, I didn't know what I was doing, and I made a bunch of mistakes. That monk mode protocol ended up being really bad. I didn't stick to my goals. I ended up relapsing multiple times on my goals. I ended up doing those goals less than I did the actual habit that I didn't want to do. So here's some beginner mistakes. Like I said before, I did it for too long. You should be doing it for the first time anywhere from 14 to 21 days. Don't go over it. You want to eventually build your way up to 90 days, but your first monk mode protocol should be something very short, not super extreme, and just choose a couple kind of easy goals that you get used to the monk mode protocol and can stay on easily. And then later on, when you can do the other ones, you'll get better and better at it. Monk mode can be used in a couple different ways. It can be used for you to set up for success, or actually make it so you don't fail your goals. Now, it is a focus period where you cut out all distractions and set goals and stay to those goals. Now, it could be something for a body transformation, maybe a business idea you want to start. You can use monk mode as long as you need a deep focus period where you can focus on those things without any distractions. Most people start monk mode at the start of the year. They do it to help them with their New Year's resolution, but you can do it any time of the year as long as you've got an undistracted period. So let's say you want to do a 2-week monk mode protocol, but in the start of the second week you're going on holidays for a week, so that wouldn't really be good. You want to make it so you can't get distracted. You set it so you're in a period where you can't get distracted. So in 2 weeks, let's say you got that holiday for a week, maybe start it when you come back from that holiday, and it'll help you get back into the flow and get back your momentum that you lost while you're on holiday. How monk mode works, you got 2 sets of goals. You got the non-negotiables and you got the secondary goals. The non-negotiables, you have 3 to 5 goals that you set out that you have to do every single day, no matter what. You got your secondary ones, which are also goals, but you can miss 1 day or maybe 2 days, but don't make it a repetitive action where you miss those goals. If you miss 1 day, it's perfectly fine, just continue the next day. So here's the monk mode protocols I've done 2 total, and I'll put them up now. Okay, I'll give you a quick example of some goals you can use. Some non-negotiables: wake up at the same time every day. You could set a time. 10 minutes of meditation, no social media, no porn. Work out 60 minutes a day, 10,000 steps a day. Eat clean, so on a diet, no fast food, no sugar. Drink 3 liters of water a day. Sleep to 8 hours. Have 4 hours of deep work with no distractions. Some other variables you could do, which is the secondary ones, is have a cold shower every day, journal every day, read 10 pages a day, gratitude journal, post content daily, track calories. The secondary ones are not a super important ones compared to the non-negotiables. Let's say your non-negotiables are 10 hours of work a day. A cold shower is a secondary one, not as important, and the cold shower one doesn't link up with the 10 hours of work. So you need to make sure that when you're writing out these goals, they can easily be tracked. Not say get a good night's sleep. Say something like 7 to 8 hours of sleep a night. Let's take an example that you say, I want to do more steps. Put out an actual number like 10,000, 12,000, 8,000, whatever, so you can easily track it. Don't make the goal that's something that's super easy to do in a one-off. So let's say you do, I can't think of something at the moment, but let's say the goal would take 1 week and it's a one-time thing, you can't do it over again. That's probably not a good goal if you're going to be doing a monk mode protocol for 4 weeks, because then you're missing out on a couple of weeks of your goals. So try to make it something that can last the whole monk mode protocol, preferably something you can do every single day, like go to the gym, where you can't complete going to the gym. You need to get rid of all distractions, delete social media, video games from your phone, parties, alcohol, drugs, some people. You can cut off some people for a short period of time. Let's say your party friends. Let's say they ring you up and like, oh, let's go to the party, let's go to the club. You say, oh no, I can't at the moment. And then you just don't go with them for a couple of weeks until your monk mode protocol's over. That's if going partying and drinking conflicts with one of your goals. So let's say you want a really good physique. Going and drinking and partying is not going to be beneficial to that goal. But if it was something like going out on a date with a chick or socializing, as long as it doesn't conflict with that goal, you can do it as long as it's not taking up too much of your time, and you could be completing your goals instead. The first monk mode protocol I did was more of a dopamine detox kind of thing. So I made a playlist where it is for my monk mode. I would listen to that playlist only. The music in it would be more kind of beats, not really music focused on the lyrics. So I can kind of tune it out without listening to the lyrics and focusing on the lyrics. So I can listen to my music while working. Now this music can be something that's more beats only, or maybe it's a different language you don't understand, so you can tune it out. Or it's got lyrics but you can't really hear it over the beat. It kind of meshes and blends in with the entire beat. And also make sure you like this music and you can actually listen to it. If you don't like any of that music, just listen to no music. One of the biggest mistakes beginners make is they make too many goals. They have too many goals. They do 25 goals. The goal of monk mode is to do a couple of goals every single day. If you're trying to do 25 goals a day, that's going to be very hard to achieve, and you're going to be missing a bunch of goals every single day. So you're better off cutting down, having 2 to 5 non-negotiable ones, and then like 5 secondary goals. Just a couple that you can do every single day, but not overdoing it. Here's something I do when I'm on monk mode. I screenshot my monk mode protocol and set it as my phone background. I'll show you a picture of it right now. So you can see I've got the non-negotiables and the secondary ones, and if every time I go on my phone I can see them reminding, oh yeah, I need to do this goal, I'm on monk mode protocol. But there is one thing that I would recommend you do if you can have a goal of no fap or something kind of embarrassing as your goal. So if you take a look at the secondary one, I wrote down no fap as NF, and the reason is when I had my first monk mode protocol, I had it on my background. I was driving, my mum was in the passenger seat, and she turned on my phone, saw it. She's like, oh, what's all this stuff? I'm like, oh, my goals, my monk mode protocol. She goes down, she reads, and she goes, what's nofap? So then I had to kind of explain what nofap was to her, and she's like, oh. So that's why NF I have got for nofap in my secondary one. And also if someone says, what's NF? You can just say it's a reminder to do super focused, deep work. Something like that, because you don't actually have to tell them what nofap is, and it's really weird explaining it to someone, especially to your mother. If you relapse on your goals, let's say your goals is to do a good diet, you have junk food. Don't just relapse and be like, oh, I'm on day 0, I'm going to eat some more junk food because I've already messed up for this day. No, don't do that. So what you want to do is, you've eaten that junk food, obviously you can't uneat it, you've done it. Don't try to be like, oh, I'll start tomorrow. You need to start now. Don't hurt your goal anymore. Go back onto your goal and don't repeat what you did before. Now there are some super extreme cases of monk mode protocols you can do, but for most people that won't really match with them because that is super intense, and especially for beginners to intermediate people that won't really work well because they're obviously still kind of new to monk mode. But if you want to do a super extreme monk mode protocol, I would recommend you do it up to a week, because obviously it can have a big toll. So what you can do is you can do a super extreme monk mode period for a week, and then for another 2 weeks you've gone back to the normal protocol and you're doing a more chilled version. Don't do that for too long, because it will eventually negatively affect your goals, because you'll be doing it for too long, putting too much pressure on it, and also the goals will be too much that you'll end up doing none of the goals and relapsing, like I did when I first did monk mode. Short-term pain for a long-term gain.